Hello, my name is Donna, and with a couple of friends of mine, Click and Tata, I want to make this anti-bullying video. All right, Click, stop photobombing. All right, Clicky, Click. All right, this is Click right here. Say hi, Click. And this is Tata. They are dumbo rats. That means that they've got round ears. And they've got curly fur and curly whiskers. That means that they are Rex. So I wanted to talk today about anti-bullying. I am now 53 years old, and from the age of 9 to, so 4th grade I was 9. I started school early, so 4th grade I was 9, and through 7th grade. So I must have been, how old are you in 7th grade? 12. So those were the years where I was bullied. And I was that kid, you know, that one kid that everyone seems to pick on. I was especially picked on by the boys in my class. And I wanted to talk to people about that who maybe are being bullied today. Truthfully, even though it was such a very, very difficult, traumatic time in my life, now it's really even hard for me to think specifically about what exactly was happening. I do remember that if I walked down the halls, the boys would howl at me and bark at me and call me a dog. And I remember once a friend of mine, or it wasn't even a friend, he was just one of the boys in the class, tried to defend me, and that immediately all the boys like jumped on him. And they were like, "Oh, are you her girlfriend?" And I was just so thankful that he stood up to me, because that was not a hard thing to do. It was like all the attention was put on him. So I wanted to show you a picture of myself. Now this is before I was bullied. I think that at the age of around 8, we were like our perfect selves. So here I am at 8. And the reason I think we were our perfect self then is that's sort of the time before society is really you know, puts a lot of expectations and stereotypes and demands on you. And at that point, you can do a lot of things, and you can be a really good friend to your friends, and you're able to, you know, really use your talents as far as you're able to draw, or you're able to dance, or if you can play sports. But yet at the same time, you still have friends with boys and friends with girls, and nobody is telling you who you are. You kind of get a pass. After that time, though, suddenly society starts putting a lot of expectations on you. And often there's like that one kid in the class, that one kid, hi Clicky, that one kid who tends to be, you know, kind of the kick around kid. And that was me. And this video is for people who are the kick around kid right now. I know it's a really tough situation to be in. And I wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, maybe why it's happening. And I can tell you a little bit about why I think that it happens. I know when it was happening to me, I thought it was because of me and because there was something wrong with me. And I realize now that it wasn't really because of me or if there was anything wrong with me. It was because certain things about my personality made me a good target. And I can tell you the story. I have my 2 girly rats right now. Come here, Clicky. This is little Clicky. And I have little Tata. But I used to have 4 big boy rats. And there was a very interesting thing about the 4 big boy rats. There was Baby and Jessie, and they were really vying for the leadership of the pack. There was Jimbo, and he kind of just wanted to stay out of things. And then there was Momo. And Momo was the rat that really was kind of the victim of bullying. So basically what happened was that Jessie and Baby would just beat the living bejeebas. Yes, come here, Tata. Come say hi, Tata. Would just beat the heck out of Momo. And it was very interesting because I knew that both of them were sort of vying for the leadership. Like they both wanted to be the alpha or the dominant rat. And so what would you think they would do? You would think that they would beat up each other. But no, what they did instead was they used to beat up Momo, like really badly. Like poor Momo, sometimes his whole neck would be like torn open. And they were always just like beating on him, beating on him. He was like the kick around rat. And I realized that's a lot about how bullying is. People don't want to get hurt themselves, so what they do is they target somebody who is kind of like maybe kind and passive and sensitive, someone who's not going to hurt them back, and they use that person to figure out who is stronger and tougher and meaner. So I think that is kind of interesting. So it really doesn't have to do with the fact that there's anything wrong with the person. Almost it has to do with the fact that there are things that are right with the person. That they tend to be people that are very sensitive, that are very kind, that aren't going to hurt another person, that don't want to hurt another person. They also tend to be people that are very creative and unique. People that really don't fit into a mold. So it's hard when you're a kid to not fit into a mold. But trust me, when you're not a kid, it is awesome. When you become an adult, people will appreciate your creativity. The fact that you make crazy videos like this, that you have rats running around your room. All right, I'm still kind of crazy and weird. There even have been studies done that people that are very cool in high school and in junior high, those tend to be the kids that have the problems with alcohol, people that are in dead-end jobs. They don't have the level of success. That's sort of where they peak. But, you know, the crazy weirdos, they're the ones that have very fun, interesting, exciting lives. But it is a really hard time to get through. And I did want to talk a little bit about, you know, maybe ways to get through this really, really tough time, this tough time of being bullied. And just to let you know, I'm not really going to give you any advice. And the reason for that is that my daughters tell me that I give the world's worst advice. So really, I think what I do want to say is there is a solution to your problem. And the problem of bullying is not going to last forever. It's just a really short period relatively in your life. And it's going to come and it's going to go. Hi, Ta. And there are certain, I think, things maybe that you could try to see about making the bullying be not so bad or maybe be more manageable. And I'm going to also just say some of the things that, you know, I remember that helped me. Animals, I think, being able to come home to an animal that you can just cry in their fur, you can let it all out, they like love you no matter what. I think that really is one thing that really helped me a lot. Hey, click, 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 come here. Sorry, I have some Dagoos and they like to annoy the Dagoos. So I got some Cheerios here. Come here. Come here, Click. Come up here. Get your Cheerios. Come here. Come on. You're supposed to be helping with this video. You're not being very helpful. Ooh. Dropping some Cheerios. So anyways, you know, there's a lot of ways that you can really, you know, just get, I don't know, I guess comfort. And for me, animals have always been a really good way. Come here, Clicky. I have some Cheerios for you. So that is one thought. Hi, Ta. You want some more Cheerios? I have some in my hand. Come here. No? Another thought is that, you know that I was just very, as far as like passive, like I really thought Number one, I was just kind of like a shy person that found it very, very difficult to like stand up for myself and fight back. And I also like kind of, even like in my family with my brothers and sisters, we always had the code of honor. Like it was kind of like us against the adult world. So, I didn't really want to, rat people out. But if people think that they can just do whatever they want to you and that there's going to be no consequences, I think that that is, another reason that people feel more comfortable bullying somebody. I think too, believe it or not, even though this was like such a difficult time in my life, I mean, it was to the point where I came out of junior high and into high school where I was completely silenced. Like I couldn't even talk in a loud voice. I remember when I went to look at colleges, like I didn't even want to get out of the car. I had my father go ask questions because I was just so shy. Like I couldn't even talk anymore, as compared to, my beautiful 8-year-old self who could smile easily and could do anything. I just really felt very, it was just really difficult to say anything. So I think journaling or writing about what happens every day, I think secrecy or like kind of keeping the secret of what's going on, like that kind of keeps it alive. So if you can journal about it, if there's somebody that you can talk to about it, it, makes it come out, even though you might feel like, oh, humiliated or shamed or shameful. Like it's not you, you're just the one that is being the target, and it's no fault of your own. It is just because you are convenient and you are easy, and there are certain people, and usually I think the people who are bullies are people who feel very vulnerable. They probably are not being treated very well themselves, and they're just full of anger and they're looking for a target, and you fit the bill for the target. But know that you are an amazing, creative, unique, very cool, not cool in the conforming, but cool as in the good, weird way. And, when you get older, you are going to just appreciate all your weirdness. It's going to let you create and do and explore and discover things that, people that are very conventional simply aren't able to do. There's even been, as I said, studies that show that, the cool kids are peaking, and, you really haven't even started to bloom. So know that. There's also, people are always like, oh, be yourself. But, you can almost think about junior high and high school as, before you go in, you might decide you want to put on your invisibility cloak. And, what's your invisibility cloak? It's kind of being like the third rat, not the one that was being beaten up and not the ones that were the alpha rats, but the one that just kind of was off to the side and didn't get involved. And again, my daughters tell me I give terrible advice, so maybe this is terrible advice. But I know when I was in junior high, we didn't have a lot of money, and I used to wear hand-me-down boy clothes. And anytime you don't conform on any kind of form as far as gender or as far as your weight, or as far as kind of like any kind of social ability, anytime you stand out, then you just become more of a target. So, I think if you look at what other kids are wearing and you try to wear the same clothes, and you know who to confide in and then who just to really not trust your heart with, that is like another thing potentially to do. It's also good too if there's any kind of groups that you can have. I was very not coordinated, so sports was not an issue, was not really an option for me, although sports is a really good way to, kind of fit in. But there's also clubs and theater and things like that. So here I am at 15 minutes. So I think I'm going to sign off for today, but I will talk with you more. Know that you are important, you are valuable, and you are crazy loved by someone, either today or your future self. So be good to yourself. Let me see if I can get Tata and Click to say hi. Come on, Clicky. Tata, come on. Come on, come up here. Come on. Okay, say bye.